God, I really don't want to get into this. I'm probably going to regret this, but now this is the part of the video where I apologize for my blatant. Taylor Swift is pregnant. Is anyone else getting sick of this? I hate gossip. But what? I have a gossip podcast. Okay, let me rephrase. I hate the way other people gossip. People will catch the headline off one clickbait gossip magazine. They'll see one crazy tweet or read one blind item, and they'll take what's said in those things as the gospel truth, instead of researching further and vetting if they should trust that source. This is why I started my gossip channel. I think gossip is actually a pretty fun way to express yourself, and it's actually a common way for minorities such as queer people or women, of which I'm both, to disseminate information. Think of it this way. Maybe there's a creepy guy in the office and he hits on all the girls who work in the office. Well, the girls who work in that office might take the new girl aside and warn her, hey, by the way, Donald, yeah, he's a creep. That's gossip, but it is actually protective in nature. I think to demonize gossip as a whole is a mistake, but unvetted, unverified, crazy gossip, I can't stand. That's why the tagline to this channel is evidence-based gossip. I only want to discuss gossip that is rooted in evidence and researched and vetted. So let's apply some scrutiny and some common sense to these Taylor Swift pregnancy rumors using my standard of evidence-based gossip. And you better stay to the end of this one, because the last piece of gossip that I break down is going to blow your minds and probably alter the way you view celeb gossip as a whole. Taylor Swift is not unfamiliar to pregnancy rumors about her. They have been going on for the entirety of her career.
There are these rumors going around on the internet today that they're very creative, saying that I'm pregnant, which is impossible and impossible.
Let's explore what this latest slew of rumors is rooted in. I think this last set of rumors got started in February of 2025 when a magazine called Life and Style online posted an article saying that Taylor had baby fever. What's this rooted in? Someone on a podcast mentioned that Taylor thought his kids were really cute. That's it. The article goes on to claim that sources have exclusively told Life and Style that everyone in Taylor and Travis's world assumes an engagement is coming. Let's look and see what else sources have told Life and Style magazine. This article is from July 6, 2023, and it claims Taylor Swift and Harry Styles are making plans to meet up post-split. Timing is everything. They go on to claim that they've heard from an insider who says, the rumors are true. Taylor's talking to Harry again, and friends are buzzing that this could end up with them getting back together. One thing about Taylor is that she never gives up on love. The singer knows timing is everything. I'm sorry, this is one of the most idiotic things I've ever read. Not only was Taylor single, recovering from her breakup with Maddie Healy at the time, and about to meet Travis Kelce, Harry Styles was quietly dating Taylor Russell at the time. This is fanfic engineered to trick old Taylor shippers into clicking their article. And don't forget, they're getting plenty of ad revenue from getting clicks to this page. Life and Style runs a Taylor article every few hours, just desperate to get clicks based off her name. You'll learn that some of these outlets don't care to report on the truth. All they want to do is report on Taylor, even if it's fully fiction. Life and Style magazine is not to be trusted. They are a clickbait farm that do not vet or research anything they talk about. And I think it's safe to say they know nothing about Taylor Swift's marital or pregnancy status. Moving on. People again got up in a tizzy on March 21st, 2025, when someone on Twitter who goes by Shibby Chaz replied to an old tweet of Taylor's and said, so you're pregnant. I saw you not skiing and the bump. It was clearly obvious. When will you release the news? Hashtag Montana, hashtag ski resort. So listen, fair enough. Maybe somebody did witness her pregnant body and is reporting on this. At face value, this is kind of gross, but could it be true? Well, let's take a look at Shibby Chaz and see if it seems like they're a big purveyor of truth. A quick look through their tweets and replies shows that this person is obsessed with hating Travis Kelce. They likely hate Taylor too, and they're very conservative. Conservatives loathe Taylor Swift because she's kind of a lib. Already, I'm really not trusting this person's judgment. They didn't even have evidence that they were ever in Montana. But further on, you see that this Twitter account is a disgusting pit of racism, hatred, and alt-right nonsense. They seem to hate women. Just look at these tweets attacking a women's soccer team. And in general, they seem to be a hateful idiot. So I don't know why anyone would trust this person tweeting this. They really shouldn't. Unless they had proof that they were in Montana or saw Taylor, I would completely ignore this. They have not posted said proof, hence us completely ignoring this. But while we might have ignored it, I fear that there's one person in the gossip sphere who didn't, because on March 22nd, Inty Lawyer posted this blind item. Going back way in the day, I have always been someone who doesn't like to play the is she or isn't she game, but apparently this A+ list singer is pregnant. If you guys are familiar with crazydaysandnights.com, where Inti Lawyer, aka Entertainment Lawyer, spills tea and passes along gossip in the form of blind items, you will understand what this is saying. We all know that Inti refers to Taylor as the A+ list singer, and he's saying here he's heard that she's pregnant. But who is Inti Lawyer? Well, fuck, I'm probably gonna regret this, but I used to work closely with Inti. Inti subscribed to my Patreon in the spring of 2021, and we started working together at that point, podcasting from time to time. He paid for my $25 tier, and the reward for that is that they get to host the podcast with me. Inti wanted to do a podcast with me based on my Swiftgron timeline. Now, this is the part of the video where I apologize for my blatant Gaylerism in the past. I've really kind of left that fandom behind. As a queer person, I'm not offended at someone thinking other people are queer. In fact, that's what I want people to think about me when they see me. However, that fandom's just too far gone for me. Anyway, with that out of the way, let's talk more about Inti. So as you can see from this DM from him, he does peruse fan sites and fan gossip. It's not too crazy to assume that maybe some of his blind items for that. Don't get me wrong, Inti's famous for getting some things right. The NXIVM cult, he was at the cutting edge of reporting on that. God, I really don't want to get into this, but it seems the only honest way to discuss this is just to be honest, to be truthful. Inti was exposed last year by a girl that he had an affair with. That girl's name is Cassandra, and Inti cheated on his wife with her. Now, there's a lot of details to that. Maybe subscribe because I might actually cover that in depth sometime in a video. But basically, it came out that Inti never was an entertainment lawyer, and Cassandra claimed that he made the blinds up. But let me tell you about one more experience I had with him that makes me think that that blind item from March 22nd was actually informed by that tweet on March 21st by that hateful person who claimed Taylor was pregnant. I know for a fact that Inti peruses fan sites, fan theories, and fan-made master posts to find gossip. I know this because he did it with my Swiftgron master post, but also there was something more disturbing that came up in one of our recording sessions that we did together. I can't find a clip, I think because I edited it out of the episode because I was kind of trying to save face for Inti because it seemed so silly for him to say. But basically, what he said was that because Taylor Swift took a flight to New York City on Valentine's Day, where Karlie Kloss happens to live, but so do millions of other people, that means that Karlie and Taylor were spending Valentine's Day together. Now, the average person would hear that and be like, that's silly. Who cares where she took her plane? Who cares who was in that city of millions? She was with Joe Allen at the time. And not only that, but she and Karlie hadn't been close for years at this point. I've got a whole video on their feud and their horrible friendship breakup. I suggest everybody check it out after this one. It'll be linked below. There is absolutely no reason to think that Karlie and Taylor were spending Valentine's Day together just because Taylor's jet flew to New York City that day. But do you know who really thought that? Intense Kaylor blogs that kept up with every move of Taylor's and every move of Karlie's and decided that if they were ever in the vicinity of each other, it meant they were together. And I remember reading through Kaylor blogs, seeing these rumors from 2019 and watching the Kaylors sort of sillily, in my opinion, assume that it meant they were together. For Inti to pick that up and run with it, I was astonished when he did this in the podcast episode. And at the time, I had so much respect for him that I kind of played along with it. But looking back, it really seems like he was just fully being informed, not by inside sources, not by people in the entertainment industry, not from his lofty position as an entertainment lawyer, which turned out that he didn't even have, but instead from fan theory Tumblr blogs. And this hurts me to say because Inti was so personally kind to me. I had a great time having conversations with Inti. To me, he was very kind, very respectful, and very helpful. But if you listen to what Cassandra, the woman who he had an affair with, says, and it is my instinct to believe women, he was horribly to her. Regardless, I'm just trying to point out why it's so important to take these blind items with the most massive grain of salt. I think Inti gets some good tea once in a while, or he certainly used to. Like I said, he broke the story on the NXIVM cult, but it seems like his standards have gone downhill. And with him being exposed as never having been an entertainment lawyer and having a former partner that claims he makes the blinds up, I really think we need to apply so much more scrutiny to these blind items than people in the pop culture space usually do. I can't prove this, but if I was a betting woman, I would say that Inti used that tweet from that crazy person to fuel this blind item. And if that's the case, you kind of know it's BS. That person had no proof that they were ever anywhere near Taylor. Meanwhile, they spend their free time on Twitter being hateful, freakishly conservative, and hating on Travis Kelce. I really don't trust what they have to say about seeing Taylor with a baby bump. So, is Taylor Swift pregnant? Anything's possible, but none of these pieces of gossip pass my sniff test. They do not stand up under scrutiny. I think a baby might be in the cards for Taylor soon. She seems really happy with Travis. That's great. And maybe they do want to start a family together. However, if I thought she was pregnant, it's probably not something I would publicly comment on heavily until Taylor herself confirmed it. I mean, sure, if somebody asked me, I might say yes or no, but I'm not going to be tweeting about it. I'm not going to be writing blind items about it. And I'm certainly not going to be checking in on Life and Style magazine and seeing what they think about it. Would I be shocked if Taylor Swift got pregnant in the next couple years? Not at all. But right now, I'm calling BS. No way that she's pregnant, and no way that these people would know if she was. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want more evidence-based gossip content. Also, I'm giving one random commenter on this video, as long as they're subscribed, a free month of my Patreon, where there is a ton of great, well-researched gossip and vetted tea. So you don't want to miss out on that. Check out that Kaler feud video that I mentioned. And if you want to learn more about how I personally vet my sources so I can share actually good research-based tea, watch this video, because I go through a lot of Taylor Swift tea I have published that turned out to be true down the line. Make sure to leave me a comment, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys on the other side. Bye, everybody.